Now at 6, some Oklahomans head to the polls to vote in the presidential primary. Plus, authorities file murder charges in a Jasper County, Missouri stabbing death. And school officials in Carthage break ground on a brand new high school baseball field.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Some 4-staters are among voters across much of the nation today expressing their presidential preferences. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. Oklahomans cast their ballots today to select presidential nominees for the Republican, Democratic, and Libertarian parties. KOAM's Fernandez Silva asked several voters in Miami what drove them to the polls.
Change in our nation.
Change is a word many voters used to explain why they chose to vote the way they did. Border control is one of their main concerns.
We've got more crime in the country. We've had all these problems due to the fact that we can't close the border.
All the illegal aliens who have not been vetted need to be vetted, or they need to be sent back to where they came from. Not against immigration, just do it the legal way.
Voters also highlighted gas and grocery prices as concerns.
It's just to a point where a lot of people just flat can't afford it.
I want to see things made easier for our families.
Our country's in a mess.
Many voters we spoke to are Trump supporters, and the economy in general is another issue that drove them to the polls.
I mean, everybody says the economy's kind of okay, but it's not.
Economy has really tanked. I know they keep saying everything's coming up, but they forget that it tanked when they took over, and it's just now coming back up.
I expect the country to be in a lot better shape than what it's been in the last 4 years.
But not everyone is in agreement on the issues.
I think we have made such progress in the last 3 years. There's still much to be done, but I think that, my word, the medical changes, it is more than has occurred in many years.
While they might not agree on some topics, most agree on why people should go out and vote.
If I don't get out there and vote, then I can't expect, I can gripe and complain about it, but if I don't do my part as a citizen, I've got to get in there and say, hey, I'm concerned about this. I want my vote to be counted.
If we don't speak up with our vote, we will regret it.
In Miami, Fernandez Silva, KOAM News.
Now, while KOAM's team did not ask voters who they voted for, some chose to share their thoughts, and Donald Trump was the most mentioned. On this Super Tuesday, besides Oklahoma, 14 other states held primaries or caucuses. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty for a first look at the weather.
Well, of course, it turned out to be a much cooler day for us today. Sunday, we set a record high, or at least tied one. Yesterday, we set a record high. Not the case today. We went the other direction, much cooler as we hung out into lower 50s. It's 50 in Stockton, 49 Neosho, 51 Anderson, Bella Vista. We have Grand Lake sitting at 55, Pittsburgh sitting at 49. So check out the 24-hour temperature change, 25 to 30 degrees colder right now compared to this time last night. Kind of breezy, those northerly winds kind of kicking in at about 5 to 10 to 15. Throughout the evening hours, we slowly drop back through the 50s, drop back into the 40s later on tonight. We do have a lot of clouds out there. These are breaking up over the next few hours, and we're starting to track our next storm system. Much better chances for thunderstorms on Thursday and Friday. We're going to talk about that here in just a little bit.
See you soon. One of the persons of interest in the Jasper County stabbing death is now charged with murder. Scott Burleson is charged with second-degree murder, first-degree robbery, and 2 counts of armed criminal action. He is still on the run. Authorities are also still searching for Paul Phillips, who's still only considered a person of interest and is not charged. Both are to be considered armed and dangerous. The Jasper County Sheriff's Office is searching for both men in connection with the stabbing death of Seth Langford of Carl Junction. Authorities say Langford was stabbed on Saturday and died of his injuries yesterday. The SEK Humane Society has closed its doors again due to quarantine. According to the shelter, parvo cases are circulating in the southeast Kansas area. The The shelter says this is the same strain that was seen last fall and affected adult dogs that had already been vaccinated against parvo, though vaccinated dogs have a better chance at fighting and recovering from it. The outbreak couldn't have come at a worse time for the shelter, as it once again is operating at full capacity. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly announces more than $14 million in funding to improve 37 airports in the state. In our area, the Atkinson Municipal Airport in Pittsburgh will receive $135,000. That's to replace its automated weather observing system. Chinook's Martin Johnson Airport will use $180,000 to install chain link fencing with barbed wire as a wildlife barrier. And in Iola, the Allen County Airport has 2 projects in the works totaling just under $665,000. First for the design and the second for the construction of a drainage and earthworks project for a parallel taxiway to the airport. Some Pitt State social work students are raising money for local organizations. The 5 students raise money by selling cookies and collecting donations. Those funds will support buying fentanyl test strips for the Wesley House in Joplin and the Community Health Center in Pittsburgh. The Wesley House will also receive feminine hygiene products.
I think it is a really cool way to help those around us, in whether that's like on the individual level, group level, or in a community political level even. And it's just a way to show a lot of love to those people that might not feel that in their everyday life.
Funds from the event will also go towards school supplies for Pittsburgh's West Side Elementary. Some area high schools send their basketball teams off to state championships. Plus, the Lions and Gorillas get to boast Freshman of the Year. John's going to have those stories and more later in sports. A groundbreaking ceremony for Carthage High School was a home run. KOIM's Amber Jenkins joins us in the studio with more.
After years of just talking about bringing a baseball field back to the Carthage High School campus, today the school district broke ground.
And I just think all around it will bring us together more as a better team.
Phase 1 of the Carthage High School baseball field is underway. With the podium representing home base, the players are eager to have a home field on campus, and the coach says this should improve practice time.
One exciting thing is the fact that we will be closer to home, which steps from the high school, so that does save some practice time and just helps with the logistical issues.
The baseball team has been using Carl Luton Stadium for practice, but with the $1.2 million+ stadium on the horizon, players are excited to practice on new turf.
I feel like a lot of people play on turf fields and we didn't have that to practice on. And so us practicing on a turf field will help us control the hops better, and I feel like it will help us a lot.
They're focused on the task at hand right now, and yes, they're excited about being out on a turf field, but they also know that there's a season to play, and their focus is on that right now.
But it's not just the high school baseball team that has plans for the new stadium. Other groups will also use the field, including kids, before they reach high school.
We're trying to build a program that recruits students from young age up, and so the young kids can come and watch Carthage Tiger baseball right here at home, grow up watching Carthage Tiger baseball, and then when they get to high school, they'll be excited to play on our home field right here on campus.
Phase 1 and 2 of building the new baseball field is expected to wrap up in September, right in time for the next baseball season. Dow, back to you.
Amber, thanks. A little bit later, the MIAA announces basketball standouts. John's going to have details on who received honors in our area.
Plus, we have some thunderstorms we're going to be tracking later on this week. Details coming up. It definitely turned out to be a much cooler day for us today. Temperatures across the region significantly colder than what we did see yesterday, as we broke a record high yesterday, 79. And then today, we just kind of hung out into the lower 50s most of the day. But we're going to start to warm things back up just a bit as we go through the next couple days. Nice shot, our Cornell and Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. We are looking northeast through downtown. You can still see a little breezy out there, but those winds will start to calm down a little bit as we get into the overnight hours tonight. All right, it's 48 in Lamar, Carthage, 49 in Neosho. We have Bella Vista at 50. We have Veneta at 55, Nowata at 55, Parsons sitting at 52 degrees. Let's go outside. Here's 7th and Rangeline. Northerly winds, 5 to 10, makes it feel a little bit cooler than what it actually is. But these winds will slowly kind of calm down as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. We're going to kind of hang out upper 40s, but eventually we'll drop back low to mid 40s for overnight lows. All right, clouds kind of breaking up a little bit slowly out there, especially on the Missouri side. We've been clearing out on the Kansas side. One storm system affected us yesterday, heading away from us. But here's our next system. It's building into the Pacific Northwest, and this system will really start to affect us tomorrow night, Thursday and Friday, as we get thunderstorms back in the forecast. So not a huge severe threat. This is actually going to be Thursday, but a level 1 out of 5. But at least we're going to get some thunderstorms kind of pushing into the region. All right, let me take you through time. Here's tonight into tomorrow morning, stopping low to mid 40s, overnight lows. We'll have partly sunny skies tomorrow, near 60 by noon. Once we get into the afternoon, warmer than what we saw today, 65, 66, 67 degrees, maybe a little bit warmer once you get out toward Bartlesville at about 68. Tomorrow night, clouds increase after midnight, after about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Scattered thunderstorms start to pop up. Some of these storms could be strong, most likely not severe, but strong, where we could get some small hail kind of in some of those stronger storms. So a little loud heading into Thursday morning. Here's 7:30 in the morning. Bands of showers and thunderstorms Thursday morning, most likely a little bit of a break, and then we'll get additional ones popping up Thursday evening. Some of those could be strong, maybe low-grade severe. So this is what we're going to watch over the next few days. Periods of showers and thunderstorms Thursday night, and then this just continues on Friday right on into the weekend. So potential rainfall amount, we need it. It's March. A lot of areas, 1, maybe 2 inches of rain. There could be some isolated heavier amounts across the region. All right, day planner for you Wednesday. Before rain moves in, 60 by noon. High temp right around 66 degrees. We're going to go 64 on Thursday, 64 on Friday. Cooling down behind this system on Saturday. Morning showers and then back into the 60s early next week. Additional rain chances next Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, we need the rain, as you say. It's good that we're going to be getting some, it appears.
Yeah, we need it.
You bet. Thanks, Doug. Still have both MIAA Basketball Freshman of the Year come from the 4 states. And Riverton boys basketball gets cheered on as it heads to state. John Dale's going to have those stories and a lot more for us coming up next in sports.
Riverton boys basketball is heading to state for the first time since 2015. Now this afternoon, the Rams leave for Hutchinson. Chants of blue and gold and let's go Rams echo through the hallways as the sub-state champion Riverton basketball team leaves for state. This is just the second season for the Rams under the direction of head coach Tucker Thompson, who says he loves this team's never say die attitude.
The best thing that I've seen is definitely their mentality. They believe they can. They believe that they are better. They believe that no matter what happens during the game, if they're winning or losing, the game's not over until it hits 0. And they continue trying to fight, and that's definitely the best thing the thing I'm most proud of.
Erie boys basketball picked up one of the biggest upsets in the entire state of Kansas on Saturday. The Red Devils took down Colgan, who was the number 3 ranked team in Class 2A, and in doing so, they punched their ticket to the 2A state tournament. Now, the Red Devils are led by first-year head coach Braven Bourne. This Saturday marked their first win over Colgan in 3 seasons. Erie feels the sky's the limit this weekend at state, and the Red Devils' top players give a ton of credit to Coach Bourne.
We love him here. He makes a plan and we stick to it, and it works. Whatever he plans works, and we listen to him. And obviously, everybody needs to respect him because first-year coach has beat a very good team.
right as soon as we got to the sub-state is when I really noticed that something was different in our practices. The desire to be here, the willingness to work extra hard and prepare for teams that maybe we hadn't seen.
I think we're super dangerous, you know. We got a 6'8", big, not a lot of teams have that, and we're working well together right now. Michael's a great shooter. We got Daniel's a good rebounder. Grant's a good rebounder, so I think we could beat anybody in the state.
The MIAA basketball tournament tips off tomorrow afternoon in Kansas City. Today, postseason awards are released and the 4 states are home to both of the conference freshmen of the year. Missouri Southern center Ryan Franklin is the MIAA women's basketball freshman of the year. She started in every game the Lions have played this season, leading the team in rebounds with just under 6 per contest. She's also Southern's second leading scorer with just over 11.5 points per game. Franklin is an honorable mention All-MIAA performer. Pittsburgh State guard Jordan Friesen takes home the MIAA Men's Basketball Freshman of the Year award. He leads the Gorillas in minutes played this season. He's averaging just under 36 minutes of playing time per contest. Friesen is also in the top 5 in the conference in assists and is an honorable mention All-MIAA performer. Elsewhere on the women's side, Pitt State teammates Corinna Gerber and Grace Pyle both are selected to the first team All-MIAA. Southern guard Chrislyn Jones makes the second team All-Conference. Then 3 Lions, Ryan Franklin, Caitlin Honeycutt, and Brandy Hudson, along with Pittsburgh State's Harper Schreiner, all of them receive honorable mention selections from the MIAA. On the men's side, Pittsburgh State's Marquis English on the first team All-Conference. Southern's Darius Dawson is on the second team. PSU's Jeremy Shaw on the third team. Then PSU's RJ Forney receives an all-defense selection. Friesen gets an honorable mention, and Martin Macinas and Vincent Sigmund Jr., both of them do from Missouri Southern. Another basketball note tonight, Seneca boys basketball plays Logan Rogersville. Winner advances to the state quarterfinals, so we'll be cheering on them.
Yeah, we'll look for an update on that for sure. We'll be right back. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We're going to have the latest election results from the presidential primary in Oklahoma and elsewhere around our nation. Plus, the city of Miami announces an interim city manager, and France becomes the only country in the world to guarantee the right to abortion in its constitution. How that's impacting the reproductive rights debate here in the U.S. Those stories, a lot more, of course, it's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. The temperatures have been mild. Can't complain about that. We need some rain, Doug.
We do, and we have some rain in the forecast. This is going to be moving in late tomorrow night. So tomorrow looks good. Partly sunny, high temp of 66 degrees. We hold into the 60s Thursday and Friday, but rounds of showers and thunderstorms for both days.
And a final sports notes.
We're going to have more from both Erie and Riverton later tonight, and we are less than 24 hours away from MIAA tournament play in Kansas City.
Wow, looking forward to that for sure. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.